Hello, my outdoor garden warriors. Today we're going to make a compost bin that's fast, cheap, and easy. Let's do it. So all you need to get started is a plastic trash can and a handy dandy drill. Let's start with the top. Now this might be a little controversial, but every hole we put in the top of our trash can or our compost bin is going to do two things. One, when it rains, it's going to let more moisture into the bin from the top, obviously, because that's how rain works. And two, it's going to vent out a decent amount of heat. Now, normally with these things, you do want them to stay pretty much as hot as possible. So it's up to you. This part doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and do 5. So now that the top's done, we need to do the bottom and the sides. I just dumped all the plastic out onto the floor. It's whatever, we'll pick it up afterwards. So now we're gonna do more or less the same thing we did with the top. We're just gonna drill a couple of holes in the bottom. The only difference here is that these holes are gonna do two different things. One is for drainage, and that's to make sure that we don't have puddles of water sitting in the bottom of our bin when we don't want it to be that way. Basically, if you have too much water pooled up, it's not going to allow the proper amounts of oxygen and bacteria and everything else to get in here and do what it needs to do to actually make the compost. The second thing it does is it allows happy little ground critters to get in here, like worms. The most important thing here is that when you're drilling these holes is to make sure that you're drilling holes in the bottom of the bin. And what I mean by that is you can see that there's a couple of raised areas here, which when I flip it over, the raised areas are going to be on the bottom. Those are where you're going to want to put all of your holes, because when water starts to pool on the bottom, it's going to go to the bottom. So if I were to drill something here, water would never naturally pool here. It's going to pool here, 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 and etc. So that's where I'm going to drill my holes. So that's about 90% of the work done. Now the last thing we're gonna do is put holes in the side, and that's to allow for good airflow. You need oxygen in this thing for the creepy crawlies and the microscopic creatures and things that might not actually be technically considered life to do the processes they need to do to turn your garbage into compost. So I'm just gonna put a couple holes in the sides, line them up, nothing too particular, it's just so that the air can get in. And there you have it. It's all done. Now you can see somewhere around here there's a price tag that says something like $25. I did get this from Lowe's, not sponsored by the way, but I got it for cheaper because the one handle was damaged and did not exist. So I actually got this for $15. So for $15, this isn't bad. Now if I can fill up this thing with enough food scraps and lawn clippings, all that type of good stuff, I will definitely get my money back. So thanks for watching. Hit that big fat juicy subscribe button and I'll see you later.